Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Jandera. I'm Geraldine, and tonight it's story time. I'm going to be reading Are You There, God? A book about faith, written by Allia, Zobel, Nolan, and illustrated by John Bendel Brunello. Are you there, God? Little cub heard the wooden floor creak, and he peeked out from under the covers. He drew them closer to his chin, and he stared into the darkness. A streetlight shone through the window, and he could see a hairy monster on the blind. He was sure another monster just went into his wardrobe, and a third one was almost certainly hiding under his bed. "Are you there, God?" he whispered. Then he pulled the covers over his head. Poor little cub. Mama Tiger opened the door. "Honey," she asked, "is anything wrong?" Little cub sat up. "Monsters are scaring me," he said, "and I can't sleep." "Little cub," Mama said, "you don't have to be afraid. God is here and he'll protect you. And if you ask him, he can help you be brave. Okay?" "Okay," said little cub as he settled down to sleep. There's nothing like cuddles with mums, is there? Mums give good cuddles. The next morning, little cub walked with Mama to the bus. It was his first day of school, and his stomach was doing flip-flops. "Mama," said little cub, "I'm scared." "Don't worry," said Mama Tiger as she kissed him. "You'll do just fine." Little cub got on the bus and looked for a seat. He felt his face turn red. "Are you there, God?" he said quietly. Then he sat down next to a boy wearing a soccer t-shirt and glasses. He looks like he's made a new friend. Little cub didn't know whether he should say something or not, but he thought that if that boy was scared as he was, maybe talking would make them both feel better. "Nice shirt," he said. "Do you play soccer?" "No, but I want to someday," the boy said. "Me too," said little cub. Soon the two of them were talking non-stop. Little cub had made a new friend. His name was Josh. Isn't that good? Little cub made a new friend. "Good morning, class," said the teacher, Mrs. O'Malley. "You are very welcome here today. Now I'd like you all to tell us your name and one thing about you." Little cub watched as each boy and girl stood up and spoke, and he was surprised at how unafraid they seemed. Not him. No, not him. His hands were sweating. His legs felt like jelly, and he could not think of a single thing to say. Then suddenly it was his turn. "Are you there, God?" he thought silently as he got out of his chair. "I'm little cub," he said, "and little cub swallowed hard and looked at the floor. Then when the idea came to him, "and I've got big feet." He has got big feet, hasn't he? And then he blurted out, "And they're great for running fast." As the boy next to him sprung up, little Cub sat down. His heart was pounding like a drum, but soon the moment had passed and he felt much better. "Thanks, God," he said with a sigh of relief. He's glad that was over. Do you ever get a bit nervous and scared? At break time, little Cub found a ball and began to kick it all around with his new friends. His new friend Josh came up. The boy, I was shaking in class today, Josh said. I don't like standing up in front of people. Yeah, said little Cub, me too. But Mama taught me something to remember when I feel that way. She said, God can help us be brave if we ask him. Can God help us now? Asked Josh nervously. Because I think we're gonna need him. What do you think? Do you think God can help them? Oh, they look scary, don't they? Just then little Cub turned and saw a big, scary-looking boy heading straight towards them. He was staring at little Cub and Josh, and he wore the expression of someone who had just bitten into a lemon. He had two equally scary-looking boys alongside him. They weren't smiling either. Little Cub's mouth dropped open. "Are you there, God?" he asked nervously. "Hey, Big Feet," said the scary-looking kid. "I'm Charlie, and I heard you're fast. Well, I'm the fastest runner around here, not you." Little Cub blinked and replied with the first thing that came into his mind. "Well, let's see if you can catch me," he yelled over his shoulder. Then he ran towards the school entrance. Off he goes, running with those big feet of his. Little Cub made it there in no time. "Thanks, God," he said. "Okay, Big Feet," gasped Charlie when he caught up. "You really are fast. We could use a kid like you on our soccer team. What do you say?" "What about me?" Josh chimed in. Before Charlie could answer, little Cub said, "I don't play unless he plays." "Well," said Charlie, "okay then." They all went back inside school. Look at that, he's made some more friends. God helped him to be brave. Before little Cub knew it, his first day of school was over. When the bus came, he sat with his new friends. 5 of them talked soccer until the bus stopped, when little Cub saw his mother and ran out to her. "School was great," he said excitedly. "Wait till I tell you." Then, as they walked home, little Cub told Mama each and every detail of his day. He had a good day, didn't he? Bedtime came and Mama looked in on little Cub as he knelt to pray. She wanted to ask him how he managed to deal with his first day of jitters so well. "God," she heard little Cub say, "thank you for being there. I was really scared, but it turned out to be the best day ever. Amen." Mama Tiger smiled and closed the door. She had got her answer without even asking. The end. Thanks for watching. Bless you. Have a great night.